Good day, everyone. My name is Funsho Adeleke. On our English language class today, we consider the topic reading to comprehend word meaning. At the end of this video, every viewer or every student should be able to differentiate between contextual and literal meaning. To use their dictionary as an aid for findings, use your dictionary as an aid for finding levels of meaning. Use some words in making more sentences to bring out meaning contextually. And 4. Recognize when such words are used in other contextual situations. Introduction. A contextual meaning of word is the way it was used in sentences, while a literal meaning of word is their most common interpretation in sentences. Don't worry, when we go ahead, you understand better. It is expected interpretation that is closest to a prose. A contextual explanation. Sometimes it is a figurative meaning of word and is suggested use in sentences. Lastly, it pushes your imagination of the word in an unforeseen sentences. That is, it directs the kind of response you want to give and kind of examples of literal situations you want to pull out. Some words have several meanings, and to understand which of the meaning is meant, which the word is meant, you have to guess from the context. For example, vacuum has two meanings. One is the machine we use to clean our rocks and other kind of dirty ground or floor in our house, which another is the kind of a container with an absolutely no air. You can, for example, you say it creates a vacuum in you, or secondly, you can say she bought a new vacuum. Another example, the scientist created a vacuum in a jar, leaving no air outside. You can easily deduce from the passages, the lines I gave above, that from the context, you can know which kind of vacuum I'm talking about in the two contexts. For example, let's keep using the vacuum to understand this literal meaning very well. He knew so little that his brain was a vacuum. Can you get it now? Or I used my mother's vacuum to clean the rug. If I'm talking to you, if I'm giving you the kind of the two situations, you will know the kind of vacuum I'm talking about. The first sentence is the figurative use of the word vacuum. I use it figuratively. I'm not meaning, I'm referring the kind of someone's brain as a vacuum. When you say someone's brain is a vacuum, it means the brain is empty. Are you getting it? So his brain was literally a vacuum, which means his brain was like an empty vacuum in a jar. Literal meaning is a translation that strictly follows the exact word. Are you getting me? That's the literal meaning, differentiate from the vacuum meaning. And what's the differences between literal meaning and real meaning? A language is called literal when what is meant to be conveyed is the same as what the word to word meaning of what is said. In contrast, the figurative language, the words are used to imply meaning which is other than their strict dictionary meaning. When the sentences convey what the words used actually mean. Literal means word for word. I'm trying to emphasize the real definition of this meaning. It means please interpret this faithfully. I'm not exaggerating it. When I'm talking to you that this was the meaning, can you tell me the literal meaning of this sentence? It means I'm expecting you to tell me what it actually means. Don't personify it. Don't try to express it figuratively. Let's try this example. I'm so hungry I could eat an housefly. It's not true. It's not reasonable for you to eat an housefly. It's just an expression. You mustn't take it literally. I just use an example. I just use that literally. There's no kind of amount of hunger that is worrying you that you will not say this you want to eat an housefly. So that's what I meant by that. And when you use the word literally, it means whatever you use it in reference to is actually there. I'm trying to like emphasize the first point I gave. Let's describe a rich person now. If you are describing a very rich person, you can say he's literally a billionaire, which means he's actually a billionaire. Are you getting me? But he is just a rich person who has a lot of money but less than a billion. Then the use of literally would be wrong. Are you getting me? Do you get that analogy now? Let's consider this another example. I could literally see him crying when he called to me about his breakup. In this sentence, we know that you are not actually seeing that you cannot actually see the person who called you. The word literally has been used to emphasize the fact that you knew he was crying, but as you do not actually see him at that point of time, this use of word is very wrong. He ran up 5 floors in literally 1 second. It's not possible. You can't run 5 floors in literally 1 second unless you are a flash of light or electron. That's when it's possible for you to run a 5 step. At least use a second for a step. So he ran up 5 floors in virtually 1 second. This shows that the time it took to run 5 floors appear as just 1 second. Are you getting me? So the only correct way of using literally is in the sentence where you literally mean each word you say or write. But let's say you want to use it in a contextual form. Then you can say we don't really mean what you are saying. Let's consider this example in this diagram I put here. Literal meaning versus figurative meaning. He put all his eggs in one basket. It has 2 meaning. He put it inside one basket. And secondly, we can term it as a risk. He's putting his life as a risk. So in conclusion, I believe you get the difference right now. You use literally when you mean exactly what you say. If you are being vague or exaggerating or using an idiom, then you don't use the word literally because you are literally not being literal. Exercise. You can try this for exercise I've listed. Explain the contextual statements in their literary times. I feel this is simple. And this is another diagram to guide you. So if you have any questions or inquiries and assignments, please forward this to jimosmith@edufirst.ng. Thanks for listening. See you some other time. Have a good day. Bye bye.